Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will be doing this introduction to computer 70 MCQs. So let's begin without any delay. So first question we have, what is the primary function of the computer? The primary function of the computer is to process data according to the instruction. So the correct answer is C of number, while the other option as given we can see to play games, to store data only, to print documents. These are also some of the functions of computer, but we will choose the best option. So here the best option is to process data according to instruction. So let's move to the another question. Which of the following is not the characteristics of a computer? So looking at the options, we can see diligence. And diligence means like computer can like perform tasks without getting tired, bored. And versatile means like computer can perform varieties of tasks. So digital diligence and versatility are some of the functions or characteristics of a computer. Automation is also a automation is also one of the characteristics of a computer. Automation means like computer can perform tasks automatically without getting tired. So here with the not the characteristics of a computer is laziness. So the correct answer is C number. Laziness is not a characteristics of computer, while diligence, versatility and automation are. So the third question we have the speed of a computer. The speed of a computer is measured in cycles per hertz. So this is the one of the important thing that we have to remember. It is measured in cycle per second hertz. And then we have, who is the father of a computer? So this is a very easy question. The father of a computer is Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage. So if in case the question had asked like father, who is the father of modern computing or modern computer, then in that case the answer would have been the Alan Turing. Alan Turing, if it had asked about the modern computer or modern computing. For now X we can see in the question it is just asking about the father of computer. So the answer is Charles Babbage. So what does the RAM stand for? So RAM is the volatile memory and it stands for the random access memory. So the correct answer over here is random access memory. Let's move to the another question. Which is the first general purpose computer? So the first general purpose computer is ENIAC. The first general purpose computer is ENIAC. So if the question had asked about the first commercial computer, it would have been like UNIPACI, but it is asking about the first general purpose computer, so it is ENIAC. So seven number we have, which technology was used in the first generation of a computer? So it's a very easy question. The first generation computer is our vacuum tube. So vacuum tube is the first generation computer, while second generation is transistor, third generation is IC, and fourth generation is microprocessor. So let's move to the another question. Which of the following generation introduced microprocessor? So it's a fourth generation, as I already said. Fourth generation introduced the microprocessor. So what is the main use of supercomputer? The main use of supercomputer is used to perform the complex scientific calculation. So it's a very easy question. Supercomputer are mainly used for performing the complex scientific calculation. Who was the first computer programmer? The first computer programmer was our Lady Ada Lovelace. So she was the first computer programmer. Which unit is the smallest in digital storage? The smallest unit in digital storage is bit. Here we have bit, and 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. This is one of the things that we have to remember. And one and one and one nibble, one nibble is equals to we have 4 bytes, 4 bits, 4 bits, and 1 byte is equals to 8 bits or 2 nibble. These are some of the important things that we should know. So let's move to the another question. Which of the computer was first commercial purpose computer? So the first commercial purpose computer was UNIPACI. And next question, what is the storage capacity of 1 gigabyte? So the storage capacity of 1 gigabyte is 1024 megabyte. So these are these things. So yeah, 1 kV contains 1024 bytes, and 1 MB contains 1024 kilobytes. and one gigabyte is equals to 1024 megabyte, and 1 TB is equals to 1024 gigabyte. So these are some of the important things that we should remember. Yeah, so let's move to another question. Which generation of a computer use the artificial intelligence? So our fifth generation use the artificial intelligence. What does the computer, so next question, what does the computer program consist of? So computer program consists of our computer program consists of instructions or set of instructions algorithm. So our computer program consists of the set of the instructions, or the base option is set of instruction. Which of the following is the so next question we have, which of the following is the mini computer? The mini computer over here is PDP-11. Who proposed the concept of stored program? So John von Neumann proposed the concept of the stored program. The stored program concept was introduced by John von Neumann. So the correct option is C number. So what is the speed of unit of CPU clock? The CPU, as I have already said, the speed unit of CPU is clock per cycle. So as we have already seen in the above question, the correct option that I have previously said, cycle per second, is the speed of the computer, which is also called as a hertz, right? So the correct answer for this question is speed unit of CPU is hertz. Which of the following is a microcomputer? So Apple Macintosh is our microcomputer. So our microcomputer is like our laptops and daily devices that we use. And then we have, who invented www? So the World Wide Web was invented by Tim Berners-Lee. So this is a very easy question. What is software? So software is the set of a programs or instruction, set of the program or instruction, and the part of the physical program. So a set of a programs or instruction is a software. And what is instruction? If we have to talk about the, if the computer is just talking about the instruction, then its instructions are the command. Instruction means command. So we can also say it is a set of the commands. Set of the commands makes the instruction, while the set of the instruction makes the software. So let's move to the another question. Which of the following is a system software? So without system software, our computer cannot work. So the system software is, so MS Word is an application software, Adobe Photoshop is also application software, Chrome is a web browser, and our correct answer is Windows 10. Windows 10 is a system software. So which of the software is used to run and manage hardware? So to manage and run hardware, it is a system software. Our operating system is also a system software. The system software is used to run and manage hardware. So which software allows OS to communicate with hardware? So device driver is the best option here. The device driver allows OS to communicate with the hardware. So 5 number, which of the following is example of utility software? So utility software consists of the example like disk cleanup and antivirus. So here we have antivirus as an option. So utility software is antivirus. So BIOS, next question. BIOS is an example of the full form of BIOS is basic input output system, and it is our firmware. BIOS is an example of firmware. So firmware are the permanent software that is embedded in a RAM. So it cannot be modified or changed. So BIOS is an example of firmware. So what type of software is MS Excel? MS Excel is a general purpose application software. Which software is used for engineering design? So AutoCAD is a software that is used for the engineering design. Which software is free to use but cannot be modified? Freeware is the software that is free to use but cannot be modified. So basically shareware, here we have shareware as well. So shareware is a software which consists of the free trial for certain time, and then it is a paid version, that is a shareware. And open source is like the software that is like free to use and can be modified, so that's open source software. So the for the correct option here, like free to use but cannot be modified, is freeware. Which software converts source code into the machine code? So we have the compiler that converts the source code in the machine code. So compiler is a translator that converts the source code into the machine code. We have another question: what does the open source software mean? Open source software means free to use and also modify. So open source software are free to use and modify. So software which are not which is free to use but cannot be modified is freeware. So don't be confused regarding these things. Which of the following is not applicable application of mobile computing? So we have the gaming consoles, that is not an application of mobile computing, but we have like mobile banking, telemedicine, GPS navigation, they are all the application of mobile computing. So mainly the these A B D options are the application of mobile computing. B is not, C is not the necessary option. What does BOYD means? BOYD means bring your own device. Bring your own device is the BOYD. So this is some slang language, slang word, or the slang full form that we use in the companies. So BOYD means the bring your own device. Let's move to the another option. We have which feature of mobile computing allows user to move freely. So which first feature of mobile computing allows user to move freely is the portability. Portability means like the computer can be run anywhere, allows user to like move freely and run anywhere in any device. So it's a the option is portability. Option is portability. What is the main purpose of control unit in a CPU? So the main purpose of control unit in a CPU is to control and direct operations. So here we have option perform calculation. This is performed by the ALU. Store programs is done by the memory unit. Display output is done by the like output devices. Here the control and direct operation is the main purpose of control unit. Which part of CPU performs automatic and logical operations? It's a very easy question. So ALU, automatic logical unit, performs the automatic and logical operation. What are the register in a CPU used for? The CPU is the high speed temporary storage. So the fastest storage in a computer is register. Then after that um, there comes cache. Then cache, after we have SRAM. Then we have DRAM. Then only other secondary storage comes. So the fastest speed is register. So if it questions asks for the second fastest, then we have cache. I hope you guys are clear with this question. So let's move to the another question. What is the difference between architecture and organization in a computer? So architecture refers to logic and design, and organization refers to the implementation. So let's not forget this. If it talks about structure, logic, design, it all comes under the architecture, and while the implementation comes under the organization. So that's the main difference between architecture and organization. So which of the following is not an input device? So monitor is not an input device. Monitor is an output device. Scanner, microphone, keyboard, they are all the input device. And another thing that I would like to say is the another thing that I would like to mention is touchpad. Touchpad is only a device that is all which is also a both input and output devices. Both input and output devices. So I hope you guys are clear, and if you have any queries, please mention in the comment section. So let's go for another question. What is the output device that provides hard copy result? So it's very easy. Printer provides the output with the hard copy result. So our option is B. Our option is B number, not C. So yeah, I like to remove this, and our option is, our correct choice for this is printer. Printer provides the hard copy results. So let's move to another question. What type of memory is used as the main memory of a computer? So main memory is DRAM is used as the main memory of a computer. So it's really confusing. We have SRAM, DRAM, ROM, cache. They all are the components of the main memory, but DRAM is the main component that is used as the main memory of a computer. The rest are all the primary memory. Which memory stores data permanently even when the power is off? So yeah, this is very easy question. Like ROM is the memory that stores data permanently even when the power is off. The full form of ROM is read only memory. So ROM is non-volatile memory. We can say this when the power is off, the data it is stored permanently. This concept is a non-volatile memory concept. So next question, which memory is faster and used for cache? So for cache we use SRAM. SRAM is used which is fast and also used for the cache. What is the function of cache memory? So it's a very easy question. The cache is stores frequently used data between CPU and RAM. So the correct option is C number. So we have the correct option as the C number. So cache stores the frequently used data between CPU and RAM. Next question, which memory needs to be constantly refreshed? So actually RAM has to be constantly refreshed while the SRAM does not need to be constantly refreshed. So this is a very important question that might be asked in the examinations. DRAM needs to be constantly refreshed. If data is found in a cache, it's called, so what's it called? It's called cache hit. If data is found in a cache, it's called cache it. And if data is not found in a cache, then the answer would have been our cache miss. If data is not found, then it is cache miss. So yeah, the question is asking about data is found. So answer is cache hit, that is C number. Then we have another question, with what type of ROM type can which ROM type can be erased and reprogrammed electronically? So it's saying the electronically. So electronically is EEPROM. EEPROM full form is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So if it the question asks about the which type of ROM can be erased using UV rays, it is erased using UV rays, then it would have been our it would have been our answer, like erasable programmable read-only memory. It is erased by UV rays. PROM cannot be reprogrammed. It cannot be reprogrammed. Then let's move to our next question. What is the smallest unit of a memory? So the smallest unit of the memory is bit. That this question is being repeated. So bit is our smallest unit of memory. Which of the following is the optical storage? So optical storage is our CD-ROM. CD-ROM is our optical storage. Flash memory is used in USB drivers. So our flash memory is like our pen drives, USB drivers, or the memory cards. They are all the flash memory. So let's move to our next question. The first microprocessor was our Intel 4004. So Intel 4004 is the first microprocessor. What does the clock speed of a microprocessor determine? So the clock speed of the microprocessor determines the instruction execution rate. Execution instruction rate determines the clock speed of a microprocessor. So word length of a processor affects, what does the word length of the processor affects? The processing power and memory addressing. So word length of a processor affects the processing power and memory addressing. Which component controls the timing of a microprocessor operation? Clock control the timing of the microprocessor. So microprocessor contains the clock that controls the timing of the different operations. So what is the function of control unit? So control unit, it controls the execution of instructions. So the correct answer is C number. The instruction cycle of a microprocessor includes, so instruction cycle of microprocessor include main three mechanism, that is the fetch, decode and execute. So instruction cycle consists of the fetch, decode and execute operations. The address bus sends address from CPU to memory. So address bus is a unidirectional bus that sends address from CPU to memory. So the control, next question we have, the control bus carries. So the control bus carries the control signals like read, write. So the correct option is the correct control signal bus carries control signal write, read and write. Which of the following is bidirectional? So our data bus is a bidirectional bus. So if the question has asked about the unidirectional, if the question asks about which of the following is unidirectional, it would have been our address bus. This is our unidirectional. So we have three buses, main important buses, that is data bus, address bus and control bus. Control bus carries the control signals for read and write. Data bus carries the data which is bidirectional, and address bus sends the address from like CPU to memory. So that's our different kinds of bus. Now let's move forward to another question. So the following is an input device. So the input device over here is only scanner. The rest of all are the output devices. Which of the following is used to read barcode? So our barcode reader is BCR. That is, its full form is also a barcode reader. So BCR is used for to read barcode, and OMR is generally used in examinations. And MOCR is optical character reader. It reads the character, and MICR is the magnetic ink character recognition, which is generally used in the bank. So OCR, as given, it converts the scanned text into the readable text. So this is the OCR, that is the optical character reader. And then we have MICR. So as I said before, MICR full form is magnetic ink character recognition. So let me write its full form. Magnetic ink character recognition. So basically this is used mostly in the banks. So our correct option would be C number. Then we have another question. Which matrix uses laser beam to print? So laser uses the laser beam to print. Next question. Which monitor is more energy efficient and gives better visuals? So LED gives the more energy efficient and better visuals. The full form of LED is light emitting diode. So a light emitting diode gives more energy efficient and better visuals. Next question. Output displayed on a monitor. The output displayed on a monitor is the soft copy, while the output produced from the printer is the hard copy. So the correct answer over here is soft copy. So the monitor produces the soft copy output. So the following, next question, which input device is sensitive to light and used with CRT monitors? So light pen is a device that's sensitive to light and used with CRT monitors. So our correct option is C number. Which port, next question, which port sends one bit data at a time? So serial port sends one bit at a time, while parallel ports many bit of a data at a time. So next question, HDMI is used to, so basically HDMI is used to transfer high quality audio and videos. Thus the correct answer is C number. HDMI is used to transfer high quality audio and video. Next question, which hardware interface allow addition of new components like sound card? So different kind of sound card, network card, these are all available with the help of the expansion slot. So expansion slot allows the addition of new components like sound card. So these are the all important MCQs. Now I would like to take some moment and explain some of the important points that you should remember. So first important point that you should know is um, Charles Babbage. So Charles Babbage is the who is also known as the father of computer, designed the analytical engine. So this is one of the another question that might be asked in MCQs. And we have already done about the next point, that is Lady Lovelace is the first computer programmer. And multitasking allows the computer to perform the multiple programs simultaneously. right, simultaneously using time sharing. So basically CPU will rapidly switch between the processes and does multitasking. So diligence, as I also said earlier, diligence means it never get tired or lose concentration like humans. Next we have storage. Storage is also one of the main function of the computer. So storage is like divided into primary and secondary, and in primary we have volatile memory as the RAM and non-volatile memory as ROM, SSD and SSD. So then we have automation as another characteristics of a computer. As we discussed earlier, automation means computer can work without manual intervention once programmed, so it does not need like recheck once and again. Then we have another question, another point. So control unit performs. What does the control unit does? Control units means like it controls operations like but does not perform the calculation. So it directs the operation. So this is the one of the important thing that you should know. Control unit directs the operation, while ALU it performs all the logical operation. It's very easy. And register, as I already said, it is the fastest memory unit. Fastest memory unit inside the CPU. And I have already said about the instruction cycle. Instruction cycle does the main important thing, that is the phase, decode and execute. Phase, decode and execute are the important operation in the instruction cycle. And we have SRAM. So SRAM is basically faster than DRAM and which is used in the cache, and DRAM is used in the main memory. So it's slower than SRAM and used in the main memory. So basically if in the MCQs it asks for the main memory, it is DRAM, and it asks for the cache memory, it's SRAM, and SRAM is faster than DRAM. And DRAM also requires the constant refreshing. This is also another important point that you should remember. Like due to actually DRAM is made from the capacitor, so there is a chance of the leakage of the information, so it needs to be constantly refreshed. So ROM, and we have ROM, as I already said, is a non-volatile memory and often stores the firmware or the BIOS. So this is also another important thing you should remember. As I already said, BIOS is present in the firmware, and it's a permanent software that is already embedded, that cannot be modified. And ROM is a non-volatile and it stores the firmware or BIOS. As I already said, EEPROM is like electrically erasable and rewritten. And L1 cache is so cache is divided into the various things like L1 cache, L2 cache, L3 cache, and L1 is the cache that is embedded in the microprocessor. L1 is only the cache which is the fastest and which is also embedded in the microprocessor chip, and it's fastest. So another we have cache hit and cache miss. As I already said, cache hit means if information is present in a cache, then that is cache hit, and if the information is not, then that is cache miss. So cache miss slows the access of the CPU. Then we have flash memory. Flash memory are all the USBs, memory cards, right? So these are the flash memory. Then we have SDD. SDDs are like the magnetic storage device, like with moving platters and allowing the slow access speeds. Then we have optical disc. So optical disc is the only secondary memory that uses the laser beam to read or write data. It uses a laser beam to read or write data. And another point, we have data bus is bidirectional, as I already said, and address bus is unidirectional, that you should know. So address bus determines the location of memory address, and data bus carries the actual data between CPU, memory, and input-output devices. And then we have a 32-bit address can access up to 4 GB of RAM. And the next point, we have control signals. Control bus send signal like read, write, clock, interrupts. That all things that you should get in a. You should know that control bus sends like signal like read, write for various controlling the operation. And you guys will be reading in depth in the microprocessor subject about the control bus signal. For now, just know that the control bus sends signal like read, write, and other for controlling the operations. And we have the clock speed. As I already said, clock speed is measured in the cycle per second, right? So it defines the like number of instruction it can execute per second. So word length means how much data CPU can process at once. Like we have 8-bit, 16-bit, 32, and the best is 64-bit. Word length means that CPU can process 64-bit of the data at once. Then we have Intel i7 processor. Intel i7 processor may run speed at like the 3.2 gigahertz. This question might not be asked in the MCQ, but however, you should know that Intel i7 processor may run speed like the 3.2 gigahertz. And next question, we have system software, which is the most important software to run, and system software is essentially important for the system to run, and it is usually written in the low programming language like C or assembly. So basically C language is the language that is used for writing the system software. Then we have device drivers. So device driver, as I already said, it acts as the bridge between operating system and hardware. So yeah, it acts as a translator between the operating system and hardware. And utility software is includes the tools like antivirus, backup, and disk fragmentation or disk cleanup. These are all the tools that is included in the utility software. Another, we have firmware. Firmware is like a BIOS, that is permanent part of the hardware stored in a ROM, that we have already discussed. And open source software, as I already told, it is free to modify and distribute, unlike freeware, which is only free to use but cannot be modified. And AutoCAD and Photoshop are the specialized software, and if this software are not present, it doesn't matter, but some software are very important. If it is not present, computer cannot run, but the specialized for software are not so important for a computer. And then we have shareware. So shareware is like a trial based, as I already said, it's a trial based. So it is trial, free trial is given for a certain limited amount of time. Then after that, we have to pay for the software model. So then we have another OMR. OMR is the input device. So OMR is the input device that is specifically used in the objective exams to read or mark responses. It's used in the examinations, generally in the entrance examinations, to check the answers. And then we have OCR, optical character reader. So basically, optical character reader reads the like handwritten text and convert into the editable text. Then we have MICR, which is especially used in the banks. So it checks information in the E13B font. Then we have dot matrix printer. So they are dot matrix printer are the impact printers and used for the multiple copy forms. So it might be asked which is the following is the impact printer, laser or dot matrix. So it's a dot matrix printer. And we have SDMI. So basically SDMI, as I already said, it carries both audio and video signal digitally, right? So if you guys have any questions regarding my presentations and my video, you can keep your queries in the comment section, and I hope you like my video and it is somehow meaningful to you guys. So please like, share and subscribe, and thank you.